Okay, now look, this video is gonna be about like how to proclaim sovereignty for your kids. Now, claiming sovereignty for kids or children or babies or unborn children is kind of 100% the same. Now, the loophole is when a lot of you guys who are pregnant with like newborns and everything like that, when the baby come in this world, it's other remedies to use instead of getting the baby a traditional social security number or trying to get a child like, a birth certificate and everything like that. What the Department of State have is something called certified birth, right? Or like certified birth certificate. So pretty much you are recording a birth. So recording a child's birth within a particular state doesn't make them subjected to the state jurisdiction, or it doesn't make them registered, right? Because when you get a birth certificate, it's registered by the state. But if you get a certificate of birth from the State Department, it's not a birth certificate, and the child's not registered by the state, and it still can be recognized. Now, the same process to get a child sovereign is the same process you would get an adult sovereign. So my son, for instance, right, he got a passport without a social security number, but we went through a whole long ass loophole. So after we filed for my son, because he had a birth certificate in the state, the Department of State sent us back a letter to declare under penalty of perjury that my son never received a social. So I signed it, sent it back off. They gave him a birth certificate after like 5 months or so. So children is the best when it comes to like changing their status, because if they not born yet or anything like that, you can actually correct their status and have them right before they even come into this world. You can get them an EIN number to establish like as a social security number. You can get them personal credit and all that stuff, build them up, but they don't have to use a social security number, nor do they have to be subjected to the federal government. You gonna stay in the private, and you also want your kids to stay in the private. Many people ask me how do they go about it if their kids already have a birth certificate or a social security number. Well, it'd be the same process as we do, right? We U.S. citizens that we want to convert over to being a non-citizen national. So you would get a passport, and you're going to fill it out as a non-citizen national, and you're going to make sure your kids have it. Whether they 10, 12, 13, you can get them those same cards that can place them on the do not detain list as well. So the same way it pops up on us where it say restricted, do not detain or arrest this individual based off this notice, it will also be on your kids' background as well. So see if they playing in the park or they walking around and say if the police want to harass them, they're going to carry that card on them everywhere they go. Make sure it's the passport card because it's way more convenient. It can be used as an ID in case the police stop them or they ever get in any sort of trouble, and then know that the kids is under a different jurisdiction. Then the police will know like we can't bother them. So I'm going.